okay for the radiation, they said, well, okay, you guys got to make a decision. You can go ahead and we can do it, but we risk damaging your heart more than it already has been, you know, messed up. Hi guys, welcome back to Too Cute for Cancer. My name is Jody, and I apologize about my voice. It has been this way for the last February, March, April, May, well, not to May yet, last 3 months. And I don't know what to tell you about it. I'm going to the doctor's again tomorrow to try to figure something out. But anyway, I'm back, and today's message or today's video, I'm so off kilter. I'm like all, I feel like Bambi, you know, when they first starts walking and stuff. That's how I feel about today, because I have been gone for 2 long weeks. And I have missed you guys immensely. Okay, for those of you who do not know, I have been off air for, well, actually 19 days, I think is the total amount of time. But the total of like 6, 7, 8 video uploads, which for me is like never happened before. Even with COVID, I was back in a week. So yeah, and the reason that I took I don't want to call it a vacation, because trust me, it was not a vacation, but the time off is to do radiotherapy, radiation, because the tumor on my sternum has started to migrate and to grow. So we had decided that we would go ahead and do radiation on it. If you'd like a full history of my cancer story, I will pop a link at the end of the video. I'll pop a link at the end so you can go back and watch how I got to this point. But in a nutshell, the rest of my tumors have been radiated to the max. The tumor on my sternum was fairly new and has never had any treatment done to it. So we thought that it would be a good thing, or we had a good shot of controlling its growth, maybe eradicating it by doing radiation to my sternum. Okay, well, leading up, that's why I took off. Leading up to this, I had to go through a bunch of testing. I had to do cardiograms, echocardiograms, had to do all this stuff testing my heart to make sure that my heart was strong enough to do the radiation. That was their first concern, because my heart is enlarged because of all the radiation and the chemotherapy that I've had in the past. And I guess it's common, which of course they don't tell you that until it's after the fact, but I figure at the time they just want to kill the cancer. They want you to stay alive, and they worry about all the consequences to the rest of your body later. So that's what I've been dealing with, the rest of the consequences to my body, and one of them was myopathy. So anyway, my heart is enlarged due to this, so I have to take blood thinners. All right, so they're always keeping a very close eye on that situation anyway. All right, I have perfect cholesterol, good, you know, the good high stuff, the bad, you know, everything is like stellar with that. I eat a vegan diet. I try to get some walking exercise in daily. So I try to do my part, but it's there and there's nothing I can do about it. So when they went in to check to see if my heart was okay for the radiation, they said, well, Okay, you guys got to make a decision. You can go ahead and we can do it, but we risk damaging your heart more than it already has been, messed up. And that is a concern of ours. Okay, but we could go ahead and do it, and we can monitor your heart along the way. The problem is with radiation, the effects of the radiation don't show up like right away. So while they are doing your radiation and monitoring your heart is going to appear okay. It's not going to be saying, I'm going to blow up in a couple of years or, months, or, it doesn't do that. It pretty much, the effects will come at a later date most often, not always. Okay, so we were going back and forth with whether to do it or not. And while that was happening, I got another lung infection. And back in February, I had strep throat, and then following that, it turned into like a bronchitis. But they said it was a bacteria infection. Okay, so took medicine, thought I was better, but I always had that little raspy thing going with my throat. And at nighttime, I had a very dry cough to start with. And now it's a very wet cough, which they say is really good. However, that led them to go checking around on my lungs. And they said that my lungs were not healthy enough to do the radiation. So the choice was taken out of my hands, basically. And I really feel like it was a God thing, because we had been praying and praying and praying about it. And we did not feel comfortable with going back into radiation, but we felt like it was the wise decision when all the cards are laid out on the table. We felt like it's what we should do. But neither one of us really felt like very peaceful about it. But, so then all these roadblocks popped up and took it out of my hands. So then we're left with the question, what do we do about this tumor that is on my sternum that is growing? Because obviously it doesn't look good. That's not a good prognosis. I also, for the newbies here, I'll just give you a rundown real quick. I have tumors on my lower spine, my hip, my femur bone, pelvic, and I always forget the pelvic because it doesn't really cause me any pain, but there is a spot, a met on my pelvic that has been there the last 2 years, I think, around there. Don't quote me. I have to go back and look. Anyway, so I have those mets. I have those tumors floating around inside me. They have been stable for years. They have done the peekaboo thing back and forth. At one point on my spine, they're like, we don't see anything right now. The next scan, they're like, yeah, it's there. So, overall, it's been stable. The sternum tumor was newer, as I said before, and it's growing. So that means that one alone can kill me, number one. It could mean that the rest of the tumors are getting reared up and they're going to start spreading as well. So, yeah, that's where we are at right now. But it's okay because there's good news. I believe that God has held this and said, whoa, wait, I have something better for you, Jody. We've been doing tons of research and we've been doing holistic medicine for the last 13 years, number one. Okay, we've been doing both. We've been doing traditional, supported by holistic treatments, and then we stopped doing traditional. We just used they monitored my progress, and then I did holistic completely and fully for I want to say 100% holistic for like 5 years, 4 years, 5 years. My husband said it's been longer, so I'm not really sure. Anyway, there is a treatment that has been around for years, and it is intravenous vitamin C. It's like mega dosing of vitamin C through an IV, not like taking it, because your body would your liver would filter it out and you just pee it out and would do you no good. Okay, so it has been done in many different trials for the last 40 years. And so far, there is at least 2 or 3 studies, clinical studies, that have gone to phase 3 of vitamin C dosing and then has stopped. And not because of ill effects, not because it's not working in people in the phases 1 and 2. They have had great success with it, better than chemotherapy, but it has stopped because of the bureaucracy and how hard it is to get any trial medication approved. So the last thing that we read and we watched was the scientist, the person that was doing the trial, said that they need, the news person asked them, said, hey, what's stopping you from this trial being approved by the FDA? And her response was $1 million. Money is, they won't fund it because it's a natural solution. It is not a man-made solution in a lab. So basically it is BS. I'm sorry, that's BS. You have something here that has gone through trials, has gone through phases 1, 2, and 3, and has proven to work. And they're telling you, no, we can't do it because it's natural. Ooh, it made me so mad. I was just like, the world we live in is crazy. Okay, so anyway, there was no harm, there's no side effects, there's no damage to the body, there was no long-term damage to the body. They have been studying this for years. Like, I think it was 72 years was the last, as far as they go back to where they can, when it's been documented that they've been using vitamin C to cure cancer. And they've been trying to get it approved for the last 40 years. Okay, anyway, so my husband and I were like, how do we do it? I mean, how do we get our hands on a bunch of vitamin C and put it in my veins? I don't know. So we started doing research, and we have found a service that will do this, and it is administered by an RN, a certified RN, and overseen by what I would use my own holistic practitioner, the man that I've been going to for the last 13 years. He would oversee everything, and then my Kaiser doctors, my oncologist, would watch my progress, like whether the tumors are shrinking, growing, my lab works, making sure my labs don't go wonky, we don't trigger anything else. There's no evidence that's ever happened, ever, I'm stressing ever, with these treatments. However, we're going to do it the right way. We're going to do it through all sources. We're going to have the oncologist monitoring. We're going to have my holistic practitioner approving it and monitoring. So we're not going to go to any backyard or back room medical clinic, you know, and have some person stick a needle in my arm and give me vitamin C that was made in the bathtub or, you know, made in a little vial, you know, boiled down. Okay, it's cooled off, let's do it. No, not happening. No. We are doing it through medical means. Okay, so please respect my decision and do not leave a million comments about how I'm going to kill myself by doing this. I won't even read them, to tell you the truth. So you might as well not put them down there because it just is a waste of your energy. Okay, with that said, all right, so that is what's going on with me and my journey. So we have not looked at my tumor on my spine, I'm so used to saying spine, on my sternum since the last time. And in such a short amount of time, they wouldn't expect it to be doing anything, like no dancing a jig, no, you know, growing, nothing like that. It's just sitting there kicking it right now. So tomorrow I go to the doctor for my lungs, and they want to do some imaging and stuff just to make sure, again, that there's no nodules, that the cancer is not, you know, spread to my lungs, because that is always a huge concern. They did this about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and it was just plain old sickness, people. Nothing can spread anywhere. But to be on the safe side, and because I still have it, it's not gone away, they're going to do the imaging, they're going to check and see what's going on, and give me, I'm assuming they're going to give me more antibiotics, or give me antibiotics or something to clear this infection up. Okay, oh, and it's not COVID, I know. Those are the two things. You're going to kill yourself with natural medicine. You should trust the doctors, Jody. And is it COVID? Those are the two questions I always get. So no and no. So it is just some wonky thing that has held on. And I'm thinking because I have, my immune system is compromised with the cancer in it, I think maybe it's just taking me longer to kick this. That's just my inclination, my gut feeling. But I'm not a doctor. I do not want to play one on YouTube, so I do not know. So anyway, I am done because my voice is done. There's so many things that have happened in the last 2 weeks that I really am dying to tell you guys about. But right now, I think I'm done. Oh, there's one more thing. I just gotta quickly take a drink. Ah, water is so good for the soul. There was one more thing, now it left my brain. Well, oh, that's right. Normally, I upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I usually do like 2 vlogs and 1 sit down. From now on, I am cutting down my uploads to 1 sit down and 1 vlog. But it's okay because you won't miss anything during the week, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to vlog my entire week instead of doing 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 days, and breaking it up. I'm just going to vlog the whole week and edit once in 1 vlog, so you get a nice big round view of the week and anything that's going on. And then we'll do a sit down that will be an educational topic related to health. Cancer, chronic illness, treating your body as a whole instead of individual illness. We're just gonna hit that really hard. Healthy living, healthy cooking, healthy everything. So as I treat myself and keep myself accountable, I'm hoping and praying that I keep you guys accountable and encouraged and inspired, and there's that word again, influenced to live a better, healthier life. And with that said, I am going to sign off. This is, oh, and if you guys would like to support me and my channel, look at the links below. I am changing them up every week the way you're supposed to do it. I have not done that in the past. I just leave them there, and then anything comes in that looks good, I change them. Now I have set up, that's another thing I've been doing while I've been stuck in bed and down. I have been setting reminders and going through different programs to enable me to try to get some good discounts for you guys in all different areas. So I will be updating sales, discounts, anything I can, grab my grubby little hands on or computer on, and I will be linking them below. And always my facial, everything, makeup, what I use, everything, my self-care, all of it will be linked below, along with some of the foods and stuff that I eat as well. Oh, and my supplements, supplements. I swear by them. I think it's what's keeping me alive and skinny. Yay. Except for I gained 3 pounds with being sick because I stopped my BioMelt. I stopped like pretty much all of my stuff because I just didn't feel like taking it. My throat hurt, I was in bed, I'd rather eat. Yeah, so I did. So now I'm back, and I'm back on the supplement wagon and the good eating wagon. So I'm bound to get better somehow. All right, you guys, check the links below and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I would love it to have you part of our lovely YouTube family. And this is Too Cute for Cancer, signing off.